In this video, we're going to look at how you can create a performance-based assessment. This means that you've done some type of assessment in your classroom outside of School City, but you'd like, as the teacher, to enter the scores into the School City platform. So to build one of those, we're simply either going to go to the Launchpad waffle and select Assessments, or flip over our Create Assessments card by clicking one time and selecting Performance-Based. Notice that the test wizard is a little bit shorter for this type of test. You do still have to give your assessment a unique name. You do choose a subject. If you wanted to add it to a collection, also known as a foldering system, you could do that. You can select standards or not. So if I say add standards, it adds an additional step to the wizard up here. You can add assessment objectives if you would like to do that. You could also upload a copy of your own rubric. There's different types of scores that you can put there. I'm going to choose raw score for the one that I'm about to do. And you can choose numeric or alphabetic. And then you can select a range. So my range is going to be 0 to 220. I'm going to create an assessment, a kindergarten assessment for Dolch sight words. Notice that I get the option to schedule by grade level. Because you are attached to one group of students, you're not going to see all the multiple grades in your selection. I'm going to say next. It's going to ask me to select my standard. And it looks like I chose math instead of ELA by accident. So I'm just going to select an incorrect standard and move right along. You're going to load a performance template. And remember that you can choose any template other than the F&P. And there are quite a few of those, so don't make the mistake of applying an F&P template to an assessment that you've created. I'm just going to choose that first one there. And with the performance-based assessment, one thing that is very helpful is changing it from the default of percentage to cut points, especially if you're working on a numeric scale like I'm doing. So now I can simply say, okay, if my students need to know 50 sight words by the end of this year, then anything from 0 to 49.9 is going to be does not meet. Anything from 50 to 50.9 is going to meet. And then anything from 51 to 220 is going to exceed because there are 220 Dolch words available. Then I'll say next. I'll choose an administration window, an end date. And just like with any other assessment we've talked about, if I wanted to add resources for my students to review, I could attach those at this point. I'll simply say publish. No, thank you, I'm done. And my assessment is created and ready for me to add my results.